Yesterday I went to see The Great Gatsby, and I thought I should review it now because there's definitely a couple of things that need to be addressed. The first thing that needs to be addressed is the music. A lot of people seem to have a problem with this, and I do agree to some extent because this music doesn't fit the time that the film is set in, but it does fit the whole extravagant, over-the-top, crazy ridiculousness that is Gatsby. But I can't help but think that the same thing could be achieved with more suitable music. And I can't help but wonder what it would have been like with that kind of music. One thing that really bothered me a lot, even though it was a very small thing, it really bothered me too much, to be honest, is when Gatsby is standing on the pier and Nick sees him and he's describing how Gatsby is looking out towards the green light, reaching for his dreams, for his desires, and he's literally reaching, trying to grab it, and that was so weird to me because I never interpreted that as literal reaching. He just stands there as a madman grabbing the sky. That was so weird to me. But as I said, that's just a minor thing that really shouldn't bother you that much. I read some reviews and I noticed that a lot of people were complaining that it was too much use of over-the-top cinematography and 3D effects that weren't really necessary and all that sort of stuff, but I felt like the whole 3D aspect made it come at you more, and that's what it was supposed to do for me, because this is sort of in-your-face, over-the-top, crazy, look at how I'm spending my money on such frivolous things, I'm so great and fantastic. Gatsby, that's Gatsby. As far as acting goes, I think DiCaprio was a good Gatsby. Just thinking at when we see him first, when he smiles at him, that's exactly how you imagine that smile to be as it is described in the book. I'm of course talking about the smile that is so famously described in the book as looking as if it understands you as much as you want to be understood. I feel like Tobey Maguire's portrayal of Nick Carraway was sometimes a little too repressed. It felt like he was too much of a narrator, or more of a narrator than a character, in that he was physically present in the room but not actually there, if you get what I mean. Although I should add that him being more distant does suit the character. And I think the way Carey Mulligan played the character of Daisy was also very good. So not a lot to remark there. Now in films there's always a couple of things that are different from the book and different than we imagined them, and there's no going around that. That's unavoidable. But you have to remember that a literary audience and a movie-going audience aren't the same. The Venn diagram is by no means a circle. A couple of years ago I read the book for school, and of course I had to analyze it to the point where you hate it as much as you love it. But I went to go see the film with my mother, who had never read the book. And so, to me, all the points that the book brought across also came across from the film, but I was very curious if the same was true for people who hadn't read the book. So I asked her a couple of questions, and I think that the message came across pretty well, better than I expected it. Anyway, overall, I'd say it's a good film. Go watch it. There's a couple things, but there aren't many perfect films out there. And if you're not that into the story, the cinematography is really good. And the 3D was unnecessary, but artistically valid. That sounds about right, I think. So yeah, if you've read the book, I'd say definitely go see it. And it's still worth it if you haven't, because it's a story that everyone should really know, and if you're not that into reading, what's wrong with you? But go watch it.